I'm not fixed. It was like I felt alone, but it was like I needed to talk to someone to get it out. Because if I kept it in, it wasn't going to help my healing process and my journey.
Exactly.
And it was like during this journey, it was the best time that I will tell someone, you need to speak to someone.
Okay.
Yeah. Therapy.
You have to seek therapy, because she's even giving me techniques to help me with pelvic floor therapy. Plus, it also just helps you to kind of try to view things differently. Like, if I find myself getting frustrated, it's like, no, Jazz, you may want to meditate.
Yep.
You know, go ahead and meditate. Don't let it take over you, because sometimes it can.
Right.
Sometimes I can't mask if I'm in pain now like I could before. I'm now, it's like just showing on my face, and I'm trying to mask it like, no, Jazz, you're good, keep it moving. And I mean, I have people that's like walking past my desk at work like, you don't look good, maybe you should go home, you should work from home. And I'm thinking to myself like, no, Jazz, you got this, you can get through it. I'm like, no, I'm fine, like, what y'all talking about?
Right.
And they're like, well, you sure? Or I may walk a little slower than trying to get back to my desk, because I'm like, I'm in pain now. Or I'm just sitting here on my desk all day, and they're like, well, you ain't got up once. So definitely seeking therapy. When you set an expectation and it's not that, you really need somebody that you can talk to and that you can just air it all out to. Having a really good support system, you know, seeking a support group that is probably women that is experiencing the same thing as you. I think that is definitely going to help, because sometimes we feel like we're in it alone, and truth is we're really not.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's other people that's out there experiencing it. They just don't talk about it.
Right.
So I think having a really good support system is going to be good, whether it's your friends, your husband, whoever you're with, not holding it in, and definitely getting yourself a therapist.
Wow.
And just realizing, oh, again, I still get frustrated at times. It's still just like, I can only take it one day at a time, because each day is different.
Right.
Each minute for me is different. 1 minute I can be perfectly fine, and then the next minute I can feel like crap.
Right. How was the transition to work? You mentioned something about not being able to not show it on your face while you're at work.
The
so how did that
transition
go?
to work was a little bit harder than I expected. I'm still trying to find energy. Like, I find myself being extremely tired, and it's because I'm still in this healing process.
Right.
Even though I'm like 2 months out, I'm about to be into 3 months.
Yeah.
My body is still like, no, sis, I'm not moving like I was. Like, me working 2 jobs before was like a breeze. Now I'll be thinking like, there's no way I can do it.
Wow.
I'm trying to find the energy to do it. I'm trying to find the strength. I'll be like, I'm just really, really tired. And I can be drained.
I think that's a testament, though, to, especially in the U.S., how we do not necessarily appreciate the experiences of surgery, childbirth. You know,
Correct.
pick a particular ailment or disability that we are forced to overcome in a time period that is much shorter than probably a true recovery time. You know, other countries where we see they're allowed to be on maternity leave paid for like 8 months, 6 months, 8 months to a year. Here, you got 6 weeks, 8 if you have a C-section and you need to be back. Or, you know, they're like, oh, well, we'll give you more. You can have to 12, but it's unpaid. And so, you know, you have to wrestle, you know, with your situation. And the same thing. It's like your body's telling you, but wait, I'm not ready. But you have responsibility. So how do you balance that? And you mentioned the therapy, but what else do you do? Because I know you've also been really big on self-care practices.
Correct.
So how have you had to kind of identify things or re-engage things, or to get yourself to a place where you're like, listen, I know I need more time. My body knows it needs more time, but I don't have it. So what do I do?
So that was challenging, because everybody was a little shocked when I did go back to work, because they was like, I thought you was going to be out for like a few more months. And I was just like, I had to come back. But I wasn't going back to both jobs full throttle. Like, my expectation prior to was, I'm going to have the surgery, I'm going to be fine, 4th week, 5th week, it's going to be like whatever. And I'm going back to both jobs full throttle. I'm in there, my feet getting wet.
I'm back.
But when the reality in my body was like, no, sis, this ain't what we doing. I had to do something that I don't normally do, which is take care of me.
Right.
Right? And it wasn't a second guessing thing. It wasn't
That's
like oh no, Jazz, you can do it later. Oh no, Jazz, you can take care of this. It was like, no, this is your time where I'm telling you it's okay that you focus on yourself. It's okay that you take your time for yourself. It is okay. Nothing, I'm going to tell you, nothing is going to fall apart, Jasmine. Nothing. You'll be all right. You're going to be fine. And you will still be able to run your household. Right. Your child is still going to do what he has to do. The job will still be up in place and the team will get ran. But this is your time that you have to focus on yourself, which wasn't something, I mean, I talk about self-care isn't selfish, but I do be selfish with myself when it comes to my own self-care. Mm-hmm. So this gave me the opportunity to really sit down and be like, no, Jasmine, you really have to take care of yourself. Right. So when I was thinking of going back, when I felt like, I do need to go back because I do have responsibilities, I went back with a different mindset. When I was going back to work, it was like, whatever happens at work, that's just going to happen at work. Mm-hmm. It's not stressing me out because I got other stuff to worry about. It was like, work is going to be work, and whatever don't get done in that 8 hours, that's okay. I'm going to pick it up on the next day when I get back up in there. But I'm not stressing about it. I couldn't let work stuff stress me out. And then thinking about my second job, it was just like, I'm going to go back there when I get back there. But when I go back, no, I'm not pushing myself and I'm not working an additional 30 hours a week where I was working about 70 hours a week between two jobs.
Right. Mm-hmm. What's coming up, because I just want to say something to a point of you're saying that you were forced into really, really paying attention and taking care of yourself, and you're a lot more intentional about that. And I think it's important for our listeners to know, because what's coming up for me is saying, this is my now. Correct. Mm-hmm. And whether you're forced into your now or your now comes by choice, because it sounds like you could have taken care of this a long time ago. And I don't know if it would have been fixed or resolved, but, a lot of times we will walk around with ailments, or we will deal with things, whether they're physical, mental, or just circumstances, for a very long time, when they can be changed or something can be brought different, if we honor and say, this is my now. This is my now to change this. This is my now to do this. This is my now to start this business. This is my now to take care of myself. This is my now to write this book. This is my now to get out of this relationship. Mm-hmm. So when I hear you tell your story, just reminding me, it's like, what is my now? Like, what is now? What is now? Maybe not by force, maybe by choice. Correct. Mm-hmm. What is the opportunity that you're being presented with? And I just hope our listeners really pick up on that, just how you kind of are like, this is my now. This is my time.
So I was forced into this is my now, but then I adopted it. Right. When I got to a point to say, no, this is my now, and I really need to focus and take care of myself and treat things differently. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, in my now. It was like, hey, this is my now, and this is what I gotta do. Right. And it wasn't no second guessing. It wasn't no whatever.
You even let go of the resistance.
Even with the birthday thing, it was like, I was, again, as I mentioned, I felt like my birthday just came at the wrong time, but it was in my head like, Jazz, your birthday come around the same time. And I was thinking, like, well, what if my body isn't up for it? But then I was like, well, shoot, Jazz, you've been playing Russian roulette with your body for a while. Like, wow. I mean, it may not give out on you. And if it does, what's the worst that's going to happen? Is that you just sit down in your shoes and you just look cute at the table. And when it's time to leave, you ask somebody to help you to your car while you walk there. And I was like, well, I should be celebrating because it's my birthday. It's the big number. Right. And I finally was taking care of I've been diagnosed with something that's helping me with my condition.
And it's crazy because even this was the birthday where you actually did something after having surgery and not being 100%, where there were times where you actually felt a lot better. Correct. And you didn't do anything. It's like, this is your now. Yeah. You're pulling the trigger on stuff. Like, that's just so powerful to me. Yeah, definitely. You're embracing it. You're not resisting, and I'm sure you have your days where you wrestle, but it's